Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Workers and Resources. Winter is here. We have a lot of things to cover in this video. Probably won't get to all of them, but I will do my best to just be as organized as possible, okay? And if we don't get to all of them, then we don't get to all of them. That's just the way it is. First thing I want to do, I want to talk about the walking paths that we need to get going with chemicals. We are also, while we're in this area, going to talk about this little fixer-upper we're doing over here, because remember, the pump jack needed the road to face this way. So they've already deconstructed it and got it down, and they are working on this pipeline, deconstructing the pipeline. Once that's done, we should be able to then replace the pump jack, remake the pipe. The whole pipe's going to have to be changed just because of the direction of the pump and everything. This pump jack's going to have to be repositioned, and it's not necessarily going to go the same angle. It was also, with all these little segments kind of ending in the road, it was just easier for me to just delete the whole thing and then redraw a pipe, and might even be able to get a shorter pipe in here. I don't know. We'll see by facing it that way. We'll see. So we're going to talk about that a little bit too once they're done with it. All right. So you see a lot of little patches here where the ground is not snowy, and that's where I've been playing around with potential walking paths, and I've come up with a solution that will work. It won't be the prettiest or most elegant, but it will work, and that's the most important thing. Currently, off of this bus stop, we have an asphalt path. That's done. They finished that all the way out to here. So the moment anyone dropped off at this bus stop, they can reach these three buildings. They can't reach these three buildings. So that's the task at hand right now, is how to get people to these three buildings. All right, so if I take a look at this, you can see the walking allows them to get to those three buildings. What we're going to do is we're going to combine bridges and underground paths to make this happen. And we need to do that because there's a lot of stuff going on underneath the ground. And a lot of this is me trying different like tunnel arrangements and having it just say, no, you can't do that. There's a pipe in your way. There's a lot of stuff going on under here. So we're going to go above ground for most of this. We're going to start with the concrete pedestrian overpass. I always use the concrete one because it takes it takes less steel. And I have, I don't make my own steel yet. So we're going to go as small of a bridge as possible. So we're going to go as far as we can here with this so that it does the walking path right here. And then we're going to go into the concrete overpass. We're going to have to do a couple of different things here, right? The main issue we're running into, there's two issues actually. The first issue is that these factory connections do not allow walking paths to intersect them. Now, again, I'm not using mods, so maybe there's a mod that lets me do that. Probably is. But I'm not using the mods, so here it is. Again, I'm not opposed to mods, so we could use them, and I'm totally like open to doing so, but at the moment I'm not, and I'm not really in a hurry to try. So we're going to try to make this work without it for now. So to do this, I need to have this concrete pedestrian path put in here so where we can get over top of this factory connection. And so we're going to go right here because this is the only spot that this stupid staircase will fit and also allow me to get a walking path into this building. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to do a mud one because it's instantaneous, just so I can check the work. Next, I'm going to take this concrete pass, and we have to do two things here. I need to be able to get over top of this, but I also need to be able to, in addition to getting over top of this, I need to also be able to get to the other one. You'll see in a second. There's going to be another one. So right there is where we're going to put that for now, and that's probably not close enough. I might need to angle this a little bit more. But there's another staircase right here, and you see how it connects to that bridge? It's going to have to connect with that one all the way over there. So we're going to put this as close to this factory connection as we can to give as much room as possible for the next step in this. Right about there should work. Question is, does this reach? It does. Okay. That's all we needed to have happen. So then you connect to the walking path there. All right. So in theory, right now we've provided a way for people to get from the bus stop into this building and this building, as well as these three. The last one, though, is this one. And this is surprisingly difficult because I actually thought it would be quite easy to do this. I actually had a path already started here, and there's already a truck on its way to do this. But we're going to have to get rid of this. So we're going to demolish this, and that's going to get rid of that truck that's incoming to deliver the gravel there. I thought I left enough room to do this, to go through here, but I did not leave enough room between these buildings to do that. It doesn't work. The outlines are overlapping. Did not see that ahead of time. And the same thing is happening over here. There is not enough room between these two highlights to place a walking path through it. That is the real unfortunate truth of this. So this is why we have to combine bridges and walking paths, as well as the tunnels, because in order to get over to this building, we need them to go underground. Now, if we take a look underground, there is still piping here, but it's not nearly as chaotic as going through all of this. It's really just getting around this one pipe. And so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to take this tunnel here, walking path, tunnel, whatever combo, and we're going to find the spot here where it lets me put it right here, looks like. All right, now as long as we have enough room between this and this pipe, it should work. On this side, we're going to place this kind of anywhere we need to, but the most important thing is that we can get access to that road right there. So it looks like right about here should work. So we're going to put that tunnel there. So now the task is to connect these two underground. Pedestrian tunnel, and you're going to run into that pipe right away, right? So we need to go underneath it. Can we get under it? Go 1, 2, 3, there. Okay. And right about, take snapping off here real quick. 1, 2, 3, right there. Now the pipe does go through it, and I'd like to imagine that everybody has to do the limbo in order to get over there, or I could just go lower. And I mean, again, you're never gonna see this, so it's not like we're making it look better per se, but I could go lower just for the sake. I really wish it would stop snapping to that. There's no reason to snap to that. You're underground. Well, I'm trying to go lower. That's a little better, right? They can walk underneath that. It's at the very top edge of this. So as you walk under the tunnel, you'll see the oil pipeline. No big deal. And then this will just connect here as it works its way up to connect there. So you'll dip down, and then you'll slowly work your way up into this one. Okay? So that takes care of the walking paths that we're going to need in order for people to get to all these buildings. To check our work, we're going to take the refinery bus stop, and we're going to just highlight this. And we can see that the blue numbers do in fact reach the last chemical workshop, or the last chemical plant, at 425 meters of walking. They're light blue because they're not built yet. And currently they never will be built, because there's no way to get in here. You have to be able to reach the walking paths in order to build them. That makes sense, right? So they will build this, and they'll build this. They won't build this. And they also, I don't even know if they'll build this, to be honest, but I think they'll build this part, but they won't build this. They won't build this. They won't build this. They will start this, and they'll get underneath here, but they won't get to this part here, right? Because the vehicles do not travel through the tunnel. They can access the tunnel from the entrance, so they'll build this part, but they won't actually access this part. So in order to get things in here, I have to do what I don't want to do. I have to delete some factory connections. What are the fewest factory connections I could delete to make this happen? I think it's these two right here. If I can delete these two, then I can get a path that comes around this and gets in here. And I should be able to build everything from that point, I think. So we are going to delete this one and this one. And that means when we redraw them, we shouldn't have to navigate so much the bridges and everything. So we're going to try to get these deleted so that I can access this path. Hopefully it will actually build this bridge. They will be able to reach this, so that's good. Hopefully they'll be able to build this bridge, and if so, then I can take everything else from there. And then we'll just redraw those factory connections when we're done. All right. So that takes care of demolition assignments. Yes, all those things are good, and we will be able to reach everything. Hopefully, they are almost done carrying out this pipe. I'm looking forward to that. Next thing I'm looking forward to. Let's take a little trip over to Krasna Farms, and you can see that our vehicles that I've been using to destroy the terrain over here, which has got such a long time to go, man. I don't know if this is worth it. It's a really slow process. This is really difficult. It's like I need to have like a whole army of these excavators to make this worth it. And so I think what I'm actually going to do is take the 7 million that I have. I've been spending a lot of money lately on vehicles and, you know, the upgrades of everything, buying tons of steel, etc. But I have the money to spend. That's the important thing. I got the big bank, and I get to dip into it a little bit. We're going to temporarily assign all of these work vehicles to come on over here and to find themselves here so that they can get themselves repaired. It's a long ways away, but that's the only place I can repair you for now. All right, we're going to talk about Krasna. I think by the end of this video, we should start talking about Krasna, but I need a little bit more population. I had a lot of people leave because of lack of work and all that stuff. I'm going to need more population. I might need another bus or two because the number of people here, right, if they don't get a bus to pick them up, then they're considered unemployed for that day. And if they're unemployed long enough, they'll start leaving. So you see the loyalty here on this guy is like 40%, right? Some of these guys are dipping lower than that even. I've seen one that was at 22% once. This one's at 33. So they need to get jobs, otherwise they're going to lose loyalty real quick. And then they'll leave. So you get escapes, 147 escapes last month. That's a huge increase. Might even be the most escapes we've ever had in a month. And then this year, you can see that the number of escapes is insane. 2,100 escapes. We want to reduce this as much as possible. And to do that, we have to make sure that when we do have jobs available, we need to get people to them. So 6% unemployment is really good if I want to expand industry. And I do, because I'm going to get steel. But not the right time for that. And I think most of the people who are jobless are over here. So I think I will need another bus, possibly two. We're going to get them to the manufacturing stop. So let's go ahead and get another bus. We're going to get the Chav B13. I like that. Or maybe even the B14. Who knows? That could be cool. One bigger bus travels at 70. This other one travels at 70 too. You know what? Let's just get one of these big B14s. That's a big-ass bus. There's a lot of workers here to move, so I think the big-ass bus is appropriate. So we'll grab this one, and then we're going to head on over to the border, and we should be able to tag up this vehicle that's coming on the road here. There you are. The big well, I don't want to say multi-leveled bus. It's not that. It's not a double-decker bus. But they look pretty cool, right? The ones with the bendy part in the middle. Yeah. I like it. Pretty good. 6-wheel bus. Okay. So this one here is now on that route. It's just adapted into it and it will pick people up. And hopefully by picking people up, we can give jobs to more people and that will take care of the jobless problem that we're currently seeing. I would like to real quick visit this area where they're going to be dropped off. And I want to take a look at, my God, the frame rates. I actually dipped under 20 right there. That was nuts. For the fabric factory, I think we're good there, actually. No, I think we're fine on all of these, to be honest. What we really are lacking right now is crops, right? We're lacking crops pretty badly because we're just not farming enough for the amount of production that we're making. We're dumping all the crops into here for food, and that's a good thing, right? We want to make sure food is always the #1 priority. But, man, it would be nice if some of these got over into this warehouse here, too. I think that would be pretty nice to have, just like an ongoing basis. So what I might do is maybe take one covered haul vehicle. I might have a spare one sitting over here. This one's got chemicals in it. This one will do. What I'll do here is I'm just going to have one covered haul vehicle. We don't want to do this too much, right? I'm just going to take a little bit of the crops from this, like a trickle from this, and we're going to bring it over here with this one truck, just so that we can keep kind of doing a little bit of alcohol. We have 32 tons is enough to last us through the winter, I'm pretty sure. That's fine. And then, like, we have enough clothing here to last as well, so we're not short on anything. That's the important bit. Even though we're not working these buildings, we're not short on anything either. But we probably don't need alcohol working at this high a pace, so we're going to stick more people over into the refinery instead. You done with this pipe yet? Come on, you guys. Get done with it. Anyway, speaking of getting done with it, I'm going to head on over to the farms again, because this is what I actually wanted to talk about. I just happened to notice that as I was heading over and I got distracted. Farms! This farm is done, and I have bought all the vehicles for it. Okay, so we have a whole bunch of combines, a whole bunch of tractors, 15 of each, and they are going to go to work on all of these fields. So this farm will handle these fields, and this farm will handle these fields, okay? That's the design. But we can add more fields as well. And we're actually short one medium field in this arrangement just because I didn't want this area here to be occupied by medium fields. I wanted the large ones here instead. So we are going to need to start placing rows of large fields on this side too. So let's say that we go over to here, and I want to just match this up with the other one if possible, as close as I can. Okay, I have reached the end of where I can farm on this side because the land over here is not fertile. It is rocky ground. So I can get the full 481 here and here, but I cannot get another one in this spot. So we have added, in that little stint of time, I added an additional 9 large fields, which is pretty nice. We just need to get the roads to cooperate here, and it's going to be this road here, headed this direction, around like so, and we're going to have it curve up. We'll probably place a gas station in that little blip right there, and then we'll have this road head around like this, because we're going to have probably an extra bit of traffic through here just because there's rocky ground over here, and I may end up using it for gravel for a town that'll be out this way, so we'll see. All of this is connected already with the dirt roads. That's all fantastic, but we will want these to be gravel roads. So we're going to disconnect right there, right there, right there, and right there, and right there. Just to kind of keep as few nodes as possible, make this a gravel road all the way out. And then I will also temporarily disconnect that so that I can get this to all be the same segment. And this is going to end up being a dirt road anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and just leave that, and we can make this whole thing here gravel. So we're going to mark this for gravel, and mark this for gravel, and I'll mark all of this is already marked. Good. And then all of this gets marked for gravel, but that means I won't be able to farm these because this is actually a whole different road, but it is what it is. So we're just going to go all the way in here, mark this whole thing as gravel. Yep, there it is. Okay, so they'll hopefully do that this winter. We'll see. And I can also continue to go on this side too, which is what I plan to do. More large fields in this way, all the way up to this point. We're going to keep this part clear as well as the rail coming through here. So we'll have additional capacity for more distribution or repairs or anything like that, because a lot of people have mentioned, several people have mentioned about like repairing farm vehicles and stuff. Totally going to happen. There will be a town over here, but there's also, you know, when that town is over here, we'll have buses that bring people into repair centers, and then we'll have to have logistics from that town, of course, bringing people or bringing the resources in here too, which means I need to set up the resources and logistics for bringing the repair materials into here too. Hence the need for multiple rails coming this way. The crop train will be alone, but we will have other rails coming this direction, like, say, for example, from here. Oh, look, a cargo track. I wonder where it's destined to go. I'm sure it's not going to go all the way over this way and meet up with some sort of supply for repairs. Definitely not. So, yes, it's all planned, and I'll go ahead and share with you exactly where that rail is going to be. So on the edge of this field, we're going to put this rail over like this, and there should be probably 2 rails here, but you know what? We'll just do 1 for now because it keeps it simpler. And this is going to wrap around in a wide way here. Wrap all the way around like this. Yep. And then it will go this way through here. And yeah, there's no way anybody would like know that I'm planning to do this because I haven't said it yet, right? So I get it. I understand. But you know, I hope anyway that I do miss things, right? I'm not immune to this. I'm a human being, right? I miss things, but I would hope anyway that you guys would have at least enough confidence in me at this point in the series to at least go, you know, I'm pretty sure he understands that things need repairs, you know, like things are going to need done. I mean, I'm pretty sure he understands that mechanic in the game, right? And, you know, he'll probably have some sort of plan that goes along with this. And I'm sure if we let him go long enough, he'll share with us exactly what that plan is, you know. But if not, you know, just get in the comments. I'll tell you what it is. It's fine. I might do it in a bit of a snarky way, and I do apologize for that. I don't have I don't want to say like the PR skills. I don't really have PR skills like a lot of other people do, but it's this road here. It's this rail right here that needs to connect to. So we're gonna go across this like that. There we go, and then it kind of comes over. I don't think I want to go right next to the water with this, though. I actually had planned on being on this side of this road, so that part is going to have to be changed. I'm going to bring this back. Yeah, right from here is actually a fine place to do it. And then we're going to cross this. There we go. Should be on this side of the road here. Yeah, you should be doing this right here. This is where that belongs. All the way out this way, right? So we'll have the rail sort of maybe get out to here. Get rid of that one. It doesn't go up over top that hill anymore either, which is good. And then this rail, once it's completed, obviously I want them to do this direction first. But once it's done, we'll have this rail lining up with this. Hopefully to be straight enough to line up with this. We're going to have this rail be kind of out this way. Let's actually keep it straight. So we'll say right here is good enough. Yep. And then we want this to be kind of out this way. So you see how it's not quite lining up? So we're going to kind of maybe right here, and then we can maybe bend it a little bit at this point. That's probably fine. Yeah, kind of meet up like that. No big deal. So one rail kind of takes things out here, and you know, we'll need to deliver into a place where we can have repairs and stuff, and that's where this is supposed to be. This area I'm keeping clear is what it's supposed to be. So we will see the rail and stuff put in, but I couldn't do that until I knew how the spacing of these various different fields were going to be. And then remember, we also have this crop train is going to continue on from where it is now. So this crop train will come all the way out this way. Probably right about, let's say, is this straight? Yeah, it's straight enough anyway. As long as it doesn't get in the way of future crops. That's all that matters. So thinking probably right about like this. All right, so this train continues on this way, and we'll eventually meet up at this point with another, you know, storage, which is probably going to be in this area right here, the other storage. And then all the trucks and stuff will be bringing them to both storages. The hope is that this hill is flat and we can continue to farm this, but that's where that rail is eventually going to be. I'm going to go ahead and mark that in, even though it's really unnecessary, just because I want to lock in my plans for the rail. So there's the plans for the rail heading all the way out this way, but it's not connected here, so they won't build it yet. But we will have a town over in this area, or over, sorry, it's going to be in this area as the town, and then the buses and stuff are going to bring them into work to work on vehicles and stuff over in this area, as well as, you know, manufacturing anything else that might take crops. You know, the same buses and the same bus stop anyway will also have a worker supply to work into the uranium and stuff that we're going to have going on over here too. Okay, so Krasna is something I did want to talk about, but it's just not quite there yet for me. All right. So it looks like pipe is gone. All this stuff is gone. We can then delete. Oh, it's this one. We can now delete this road. Now, I don't really want to. Let's just make this darker so I can see what I'm looking at here. Store soil. All right. I want to kind of see what I'm dealing with right in this area. All right. So it'd be nice. I need a forklift garage in here, right? It'd be nice to have the pump jack also have access to the road. Probably just tap it in right here would be good. But I have an electrical line here, so I can't go too far with it. Let's see what my limitations are with the pump jack. We're going to go with... Oh, it's over here. Duh. Haven't laid a pump jack in a while. We're going to say it's supposed to be on this side. Yeah, so what I'm hoping I can do is something like this. There we go. So if I bring you right here, it's 47%, 48, 49, 50. Yeah, see, like 50 is really where I wanted it, right? Gotta get the most possible out of the spot, but if you're limited by You got to go with what you're limited by, right? And I need that forklift to be in here. One forklift garage is probably not going to be enough for this area. So I want to have the option to have 2, and that means just taking a little bit of a hit on the percentages for this. So if we can get 49, I'll be happy with it. And right there is a 49. Now, if I place this here, can I have my forklift garage also over here and use the same road? It'd be really nice. But if I have to pull the road back, and it looks like I probably do, then fine. Yeah, I'll have to pull that road back just a little bit too. So we're going to take this road and gut it. At least this little segment here, we're going to gut that and get that out of the way. I should be able to place that here. So from there, we take underground pipe and, oh, look at that. That is, oh, that sucks. It's not going to let me do it. Right? Yeah, because that pipe is right in the way. All right, we have to reposition this slightly. Right on that pipe. That sucks. Come over here, pump jack. Okay, flip it over. I want the pipe to go this way. I want 49 right there. I saw 49. 47, 49. I mean, 50 is the maximum we can get here. So if I can deal with 49. Wow, really? That's your... Will that work? Should work. Yeah, that'll work. That's connected, I think. It is connected, right? Come on. I can't tell. You know, like, I wish I could tell, but I can't tell. Maybe we go above ground first, and then we dip low. Here. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. I just can't tell if it's connected or not, but now I can definitely tell. So yeah, we'll go like this and then pop it in there. So that'll absolutely work. Okay. So we're left with our pump jack. That's set up, and it'll have power immediately. It's right next to the power source, so it'll have power immediately. This is already overloaded, though, so we're going to need to add additional power in this area, too. And that's at maximum, right? Keep in mind, this is maximum consumption. That is not current consumption. Currently, it's not overloaded at all because these buildings are not working. But if I start to work all of these, it will be at 126, and it won't be good. So we're at the point where I need to, if I'm working all this at maximum capacity, I need to add additional substations in here. That's going to be a challenge because there's a lot of connections here to make. But if I could get some additional ones in here, maybe right here would be good. That's a good spot. Maybe even 2 of them here just to help out the load. Because they'll be able to reach... I think all of this stuff will be able to reach that, right? You'll reach one of them. Will you reach the other one? Yeah, you're reaching both of them. Okay, so most of these can reach both of them. Some of them only get one. But that'll help. So I'll get 2 lines brought in right here as well. And then as soon as they're done with breaking down this road, which should be any second now... I had one person comment about like my jittery camera movement, like I'm moving too fast. Part of that is me, all right? I'll take responsibility for that. But part of it is the game doesn't move at small increments. It's like you have to do this. That's the smallest I can move this. It's not smooth. It's jittery. It is going to be jittery. My mouse doesn't have the ability to go any smoother than this. So I'm sorry if that's how that's working on video for you. I realize, motion is a thing. The other thing that's causing that to happen is the way the camera rotates. And again, I'll take partial responsibility of that because I'm used to a different way. But most games I play, the camera rotates around the central focal point of the screen. So in other words, if I was to rotate right now, it would swing my camera like this around this central point. And that is way less, that's going to cause a lot less problems moving like this. Notice how jittery it is. It's because I have to do it with a combination of mouse movements and keyboard to make that happen, right? Like this is pretty smooth, I guess, if I really work at it. But if the frame rates dip at all while I'm doing this, it ends up really jittery. And there's nothing I can do about that, unfortunately, other than just like keeping camera exactly where it is while I'm talking. But this game rotates around the player's perspective instead. So it keeps me in the place I am and moves me rather than moving around the central focal point. I love the other way of moving the camera. I want to focus on the central focal point and have the camera rotate like this. I love games that do that, but this game has opted to do it this way. And as a result of that, it is a little bit more jarring to watch and less jarring to play perhaps, but more jarring to watch. And so, because as I rotate the camera, a whole bunch of stuff is moving across the screen as opposed to your focal point in the center of the screen staying pretty much where it is. This is much more comfortable to watch. And unfortunately, the game does it like this. I can't do anything about that. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to do the best I can with it. Maybe I'll try to be more conscious of that. But it's, I mean, it's a natural movement, right? It's one of those things where I have something that feels natural, and fighting against something that feels natural is, well, I guess by its definition, a bit unnatural, and it's not necessarily going to happen all the time, right? Like if I want to get into position to somewhere, I'm going to get in position. That should work. All right, so that gives me the pump jack back, and it also gives me my forklift garage that I wanted. That's pretty good. Let's make sure all these roads are indeed connected. Oh, you suck. You were totally... Wait a minute. You were totally connected before. All right, we're going to fix this. I'm not going to bother with that nonsense. I autosave. Don't you do this to me, game. You were connected. When I placed this, you were highlighting this whole thing. Everything was peachy. Everything was awesome. Don't do that. All right, this game is ticking me off. The road tools again. It strikes again. Tell you what, why don't we try... Turn the snapping off for a second. Maybe that'll help me out here. So it's a combination of things, but mostly it's this power pole right here. And it goes out that way. I think I can probably gut this for now and just get these roads connected. Because I'm not able to rotate this quite like I want. I can go that way with it. It's so weird that I can do that, but I can't do the other thing. Hold on, maybe if I come out this way. You're so silly. This is not too sharp of a turn. It's so silly. We're just going to take this pole out of here. It's a piece of work, and I'm done messing with it. I'm going to cut that pole out of here, too. Let's make that a high priority as well for the deconstruction crews. All right, and then I'll be able to connect both of these things again. Yeah, so with these two out of the way, you can see, right? With these two out of the way, we can now get a walking path into here. So I can just real quick maybe make like a walking path that goes... Don't you do that to me. Yeah, we can make a walking path that goes through here. Okay, and this is just how all the vehicles and stuff will access this. So we can get them to go right here. That hooks this up so they can start building this. And then I need to hook this part up too. So we'll bring this in like that. And like... Come on. Not you two. There it goes. All right, so that'll give them the ability to get in here and build the walking paths. And as soon as the walking paths are constructed, we can then tear away the mud ones that we just made as temporary ones. And we can then put the factory connections back in, and then the walking paths will exist. And we won't have to fight it against it anymore. So they've already built this one, right? And they've built the bridge. They won't build this. They have to access it from this side because the vehicles will not go over the bridge. Same as they won't go through the tunnel. They can access the tunnel point from here. Therefore, they'll build the tunnel. They won't build the other entrance. So that's why we had to do that. Okay. So, hi, intersection. You seem to be having an issue. It's because of all the construction vehicles working on the pipes. Yup. That's fine. It's a temporary problem. Whatever. I'm not going to do a long-term fix for a temporary issue. Did they get this done? Yeah, you have access now to 520 tons of fuel. So it looks to me like a train could feasibly get in here. And it looks like this part is done, which means if I can follow along this rail... Okay, so once this is done, but really you could just ride on this side, I suppose. It'd be better, though, if this full thing was done. It's almost completed, yeah. Just needs this tiny little dude to do it. Fantabulous. Let's take a look over here too, because this has been a problem for a while, and it looks to me like they're nearly completed with this. This is the part that I was really struggling with, because as he's laying the brick for this, right, it holds up this intersection. So I've been having to babysit this, right? But now I don't have to babysit it anymore because this dude is done, which means all future constructions for here is going to be inside here, not outside here. And so now what I should be able to do to prevent this from being a problem, yeah, that signal is going to play a role now. So as the trains build this, it will be out of the way of the intersection and won't be a problem anymore. And so now they can build this all the way out. They should have been able to access that. I don't know what was going on there, but they really should have been able to access that already. I'm gonna have you dump everybody off and get out of the way. Construction workers, yeah, just get out of the way. Control H, go home. As soon as you drop people off, go home. Is that cheating? Maybe. I'm gonna do it anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna do that one. That's something I'm gonna do. Of all the ways to cheat, that's what I'm gonna do. I think this is an asphalt road, right? Are both of these asphalt? Yeah, I can do traffic lights here. So oh no, I can't. Okay, so I can't do traffic lights. That's because this is gravel. So in order to make traffic lights here, I'd have to do everything has to be asphalt. We'll leave it the way it is for now. And it's a temporary problem. Once the stuff is built, we won't have this issue anymore, so it should be fine. Construction vehicles can now get in here, and we can now verify that they can reach this stuff, which is perfect. So let's just make sure that we get labor heading out this way. I'm going to use Cernikova labor as well, if I can. Just get them working on this, because Cernikova has a lot of workers that aren't doing much right now. Let's check steel really quick too. Sorry. Check steel really quick because the workers have been out here. And you can see that the iron mine is completed. It's done. It's set up and ready to go. Same with the storage for it is also ready to go. So I can probably get rid of this walking path now. I've been using this little mud walking path to get in here. They still need to build this and this. This is just workers. It's just workers. Fantastic. So they should be able to do that when the train comes in. The train doesn't have any power supply. So a lot of this stuff doesn't have power yet. And we're going to have to work on that. But you can see we bring workers in with the train. And that's just a lot of construction workers, and they're all going to go and do things. It's possible, though, that a lot of these guys will end up going directly to the iron mine. And we will begin the process of trying to give them... I need to give them power over here, don't I? I sure do. Okay, so tell you what. Let's turn this off. There we go. Now, hopefully, the next trainload of people won't go there, because we don't want people working in a place where there is no power. 54% done on the steel mill, and we're actually getting some progress on bringing coal out this way too. So power would be the next thing I want to do, and it looks like they've completed my electrical lines. Yep, they are completed all the way out to there. We've got the electrical lines upgraded. Again, sorry about the jittering. I can't do anything about that. I mean, other than doing this, I guess I could just, do this. Maybe that's better than, I mean, I don't know. It's whatever feels natural. It's very difficult to play a game, think about what you want to do in that game, narrate your thoughts and what you're about to do in that game, while also simultaneously managing and figuring out whether your computer is working okay, where all your controls are, your audio levels, all that stuff, and simultaneously thinking, oh, I should do this unnatural thing to make it smoother. I mean, the only way I could do it is maybe I could do cuts. Would that be better? Talk about this, we do the things, we don't move the camera, and then we cut, talk about something else, don't move the camera, cut. I could try that. Leave me your comments. How do you interpret the camera movement in this series? All right, I want to know. Like, just spell it all out for me. Full honesty. Tell me how it is, and what you think I could do to make it better for you, if you're someone who has had a problem with it. I want to make it as comfortable to view as possible, but there's limitations to my capabilities there. Just as the nature of being a human being, there are limitations to the capabilities on that. But I will try my best. I'll try to make a conscious effort of it. Okay. Still very good on coal. We are at 61 prisoners, so there shouldn't be any crime issues. Let's take a look at happiness. Crime is affecting 1,000 people, 1,300 people. I mean, I don't get it. Are we... Okay, so here's the thing, right? If you don't Where is it? Right here. If you don't get to the crime to investigate it, then it doesn't show up here, right? If they don't, and they don't end up getting there. So there might be an overlay, or is there an overlay for crime? Is there a way for me to tell not patrolled crimes this year? Let's turn that on. Let's see what happens. Not patrolled crimes this year. 3,000 distance from camera. Let's see. How many not patrolled crimes do we have? Are they over here? I don't see anything. Minor crimes reported. So we have lots of minor crimes reported, but none of them are not patrolled. Right? So I'm seeing no numbers at all in any of these places about not patrolling crimes. I've got really good crime coverage. You know? Out this way, I mean, there shouldn't be anybody out here anyway, so that's not a thing. Got to get that technical service office running. Probably want some... Let's get a couple of snowplows over here. Buy these Kaz ones. Just give me a few. Four snowplows would be good. Just to keep these roads clear for people, too. I don't really need this stuff done, but I would think eventually we will want a lot of the stuff done because, you know, Karasna will be over here, so... that's kind of it for the setup, isn't it? This farm needs to have these fields selected, but not until the roads are done. So maybe we'll get the helicopters to come out and help with those. Speed this up a little bit. There we go. I don't know if it's a waste per se to have helicopters help with, you know, paving roads, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna make it happen anyway. The helicopters come all the way here with a little bit of gravel just to get it done. Because, you know, it's February, which means we're going to start farming soon. And I would like to have these fields, you know, connected to the roads in order to work them. Oh, I also messed this part up. So there needs to be a road here, not the rail. Yeah. So the rail needs to come out just a little bit more from this point. So let's get rid of this. And here. The road needs to be here instead. So from this point, we can come in from this side, actually. Yeah. Come in from this side. All the way out, maybe like, say, this. And then we'll come from this side straight across where the fields are, at least to here. Right, that should be good. We can connect these fields. Yep. We'll pave this road later. It's too late in the year to start doing that right now. But if I do that, and then I can bring this road up like this. And connect it on this side too. There we go. We'll connect the road here once this is paved, once this is gravel, and then the rail can now go here instead. Yeah, it's kind of curving out a little bit, isn't it? Back it up, go straight. There we go. And it'll go this way now instead. Right about there, and then we'll take it around. Leave a little bit of space in case you want to have a crossing of some kind. It's nice to have a little bit of space between the road and the rail. Need a free excavator. Okay, I'm aware. Thanks. Not really where I wanted that, but thanks, game. I appreciate you interrupting my. I mean, I right clicked, so I mean it makes sense. Let's put you right about here. It's fine. All right. That'll give me something. It does look like it's gradually getting further away from the road, which is not what I wanted. So let's back off on that. We'll go about there instead. All right. That gives us our new and improved rail setup there. Do that. Do that. Do that. There we go. Get all these little nodes out of the way. Little connection points that I made. Get those out of the way. Clear up the UI a little bit there, you know. There we go. All the way up to the end up here. Perfect. All right. We're cleaning up the UI actually quite a lot. It used to be a ton of stuff around here. Now there's still stuff there, right? There's still construction to do, but every single one of these little plips here, I think are rail. I mean, all of this is just rails, right? Speaking of rail, how are we doing over here? We got to this point. Oh, they've started going that way. That's not what I want them to do. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Yeah, don't build. You know what? You don't need to build this side either, do you? Yeah. You could always cross right here. It's just one train doing this right now. I don't think we need to spend time on this. I'm gonna stop you on that. I don't think we need to spend time on that. I think I would really like you focus instead on this segment. And then eventually once you get there, it'll be this segment. And then just get you all the way into here, yeah. I don't think... since it's only one train doing it for now, that's fine. How are we doing on the waste? I mean, I know we're still full, but are we really full? No, we're not really full. So they can still dump mixed waste here. That's the important thing. Can the waste still be dumped here? Whether or not it dissipates and gets burned or not is less of a concern for me as much as the waste not being backed up. So it gets dumped off and it gets sucked in right away. Very good. And then we're not dealing with hazardous waste much at all. So this building is kind of a waste. Well, yeah. I don't know if that's really a pun. Is that a pun? That building's a waste? That's not really a pun. I don't even think it's a good dad joke. You know, I think we need more housing, right? We have a lot of people without any housing. And I know I was talking earlier about the Dnipro Flats, and they are now in. And I did not expect them to be building this building so quickly. So they did. They built this. What I wanted to check is whether or not our heating system is now overloaded because of this. Remember, we had a problem with keeping up heat. Well, not really a problem. We had like our tanks weren't filling up very much, right? And so adding another big flat could put us over the limit here. And it looks like we're fine. Pretty cold and we're still good. And this building has heat. It does. So, I mean, we're technically good here. We have a lot of people living here. We don't have as many homeless anymore. Still 104 people without a flat. Oh, and 8% unemployment, which probably all of them are in here temporarily. So I need to figure out where they can work. And the only way they can work is if they can get to this point here. So did we get our walking paths completed? Looks like we did. Walking paths appear to be good. All the streetlights are in. All we have to do is check this. Is it dark blue? It is dark blue. That means we can get a passenger train right in here. That's what I wanted to see. Okay. Next thing then, let's buy a passenger train. We'll buy a couple of them actually. First, we'll check the used market. Come on over to there. Check the used market. Nothing for the track builders. Okay. We want to look at... No train sets or anything. Okay, we'll just buy new ones. That's fine. We'll just have to maintain them less, I guess. So we'll take a look at the train sets. And this is the only one we have. 330 passengers, 80 kilometers per hour. Or, right, like we did before, you can use the motor wagon, which has 115 capacity, 120 kilometers per hour. And then we just add, you know, cars to it. We just add things to haul behind it. And that's what we did before. So it's 114,000 for this. The train set's 376. So, I mean, I feel like this is certainly a better deal. So we can go 1, 2. Let's do 3. Yes, let's do 3 of these. And then we're going to want 6 of these passenger wagons. And we'll do total capacity. So here. So 155 passengers in these wagons. We could do 2 of these on each of the trains. Would probably be all right. These are really cheap. And you know what? They're a little shorter. They're lighter. They definitely have a lower passenger capacity, though. I think I'm going to take the big ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Now, do I have my diesel train in here still, or do I have to move it again? I have to move it again. All right. So let's take right here. Which one of you guys are not busy? You've got bricks. You got nothing going on. Perfect. You go here. We're going to go out and get that stuff. So the motor cars are coming in here, right? And then we're going to have these guys go over and work at... they can't reach the bus stop. That's the thing. They cannot get to the bus stop, but they can get to the train. So this labor from the Dnipro Flats, these guys are going to go work in the steel industry. That's where they're supposed to go anyway. And so we're going to get 3 trains to go through here. Just a constant cycle of people with 3 trains going back and forth from this stop all the way into here. Okay. Yes. So as soon as that gets done, it's delivered, it's here. Okay, so you, young sir, you're 8 years old. You're not that young. You're going to pick up brand new, spanking new vehicles, and you're going to bring them over here. Okay? Go. I'm going to have to do that probably, I would say, 2 times. You should be able to pick up 3 of those passenger cars. Where are you going? Oh, really? You got to go get fuel? Are you kidding me? You just had to pick the one that wasn't fueled? Right? Like, he should have been fueled. That sucks. I didn't bother to check. This one's fully fueled. Why aren't they filling? Okay. Devs. Okay. Request. Train should fuel itself full every time it comes back to the station. If it's sitting in here doing nothing, it should be sitting in here doing nothing, full of fuel. That's my opinion. It's just to be sitting here doing nothing. Look, this is full. Fill it up every single time. Why not? Right? It's not like no-brainer here. I feel like that's a no-brainer. There's no reason not to fill this up. Right? I have fuel here. Right? I have it delivered here. I do. Yeah, I do right here. I'm not sure why that's hidden for me. That happened in the stream series too. We had like this hidden, but the fuel's there, but you just can't see it. Maybe that will be something later. Something to look at later. Anyway, so lots and lots of unemployed here. 251 people without a job. And the garbage container's overloaded. Oh, good. I didn't do garbage here either. Whoops. Well, that needs to be a big priority, doesn't it? We need to do it on this side. Probably need to have a couple of these, actually. So why don't we put you... Can I fit you in right there? God, that'd be such a great spot to put that, right? Right there. That'd be such a satisfying location for this. But unfortunately, that's part of the building outline. Didn't need to be, but it is. All right, so we're gonna say we want garbage to be collected. Yeah, I mean it's got to be on the road, so we're gonna do it here. Yeah, we'll do one right here. Go across the road, do another one right here, and make that a high priority. We got health risks going on over here, right? Get these done, please. Crazy stuff. All right, where's that train? Did it do it? Did it do one trip yet? Not yet. Are you coming in? It probably went. It went all the way over there to get gas, to get fuel. So I mean, it's probably not even. Let's see, where are you at? And then you know what happened? After you got fuel, you had to go all the way down to come back. Okay. All right. You know, I feel like a crossing in here is going to have to be required at some point. Because if a train wants to tag up here and then go back, it's supposed to be a station where you stop at it on your way to somewhere else is what it's supposed to be. But that's clearly not going to happen. I think it's probably time to start maybe electrifying this. Even though I don't make my own electrical components, I think maybe I start electrifying this. Our money situation is pretty bad. Look at the imports there. It is so... Wow. Just wow. I went down $1 million, almost $1.5 million this month. Pretty much just because of, well, lots of imports too. What was my biggest import this month? Oh, we're still buying steel. Of course we are. Can we stop that? Can we please stop? Don't buy steel anymore. Please don't buy steel anymore. No more steel. All right, just leave it right here. It's fine. We don't need any more. Okay? So I guess I have to wait. Where's the other motor car? I bought 3 of these things. They should all be in here. What happened to the other ones? Are they sitting in here doing nothing or what? Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing right now? You should be going in here. It is just deciding not to go. Not sure why. We're bringing passengers right now. That train right there is bringing them out. I mean, maybe... Oh, you know what it might be? You know what it might be? These may not be moving themselves because they're already going to get picked up by the train that has the route. Is that it? Since there's a train that has a route to come in here, it's not going to move itself. I guess we'll find out once this gets back, because as soon as this drops off what it's supposed to drop off, then it will sit there and do nothing. And maybe that will trigger the other ones to move. That's a silly thing, though. That'd be a really silly... Wouldn't that be a really silly thing to have them not move themselves just because there's another train that can come and pick them up? Like, you can totally move yourself here. Yeah, it's not coming. Weird. Vehicle, go to depot. There you go. So that train that's moving these guys, it has to be off of the track and like not actively picking things up in order for these guys to take themselves over there. Weird. That's weird. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that. But all right, fair enough. Go get it again. So you did bring 3 at a time, which is good. So you and you. There you go. One route. You go all the way over here. You're going to start here. Okay. You're going to load people up here. Now, as far as getting in there and doing that, you're going to want to go this direction. And you're not going to be able to go that direction because this isn't done. Right? We need to get that done first. So you're going to want to turn around. And so I think this stint here to here, I think needs to be made 2-way. We are going to need a crossing in here, aren't we? Because normally trains would be coming in from that side. They'd be coming through here as a one direction. But right now, the directions of the tracks are going to get in the way of that. Well, either way, we're going to pick up workers. I'll make them 2-way for now. It's fine. There's not that many trains on the track, so it should be fine. And then we'll drop them off right over here. Okay. There you go. That's your route for now. Okay. And you should have 2 passenger cars to do that. You do. So you have a total capacity of 425 people. That is a lot of people. But you know what? We're going to be bringing lots of people over there because that's where steel is. Turn that on. If we do that, we should see people rush out of this building. There they go. We're going to the train station, everyone. And then to get them to actually do what they're supposed to do, until the train tracks are actually done, I'm going to need to do something like this. So that train that's coming, how long is that train? That might be a good example of how long we'll have trains in the future, too. Where did it go? Oh, I paused it, right. This train is currently 79 meters in length. So if I was to come over here and we measure out, we want to measure out like 150, right? So yeah, this is pretty good actually. You know, the signal's at 150. We already knew that was going to happen with the signaling, but it's not designed for trains to come in here and turn back the other direction. It's supposed to go straight through. It's supposed to be coming from this side, picking them up and going that way is what you're supposed to be doing. So this is just a temporary thing. I'm going to just move the signals instead. We're going to say that this one goes like this. You're going to have to go this way. And then you're going to be like that too. And you're going to be like that too. Yep. And then somewhere along the lines here, you're going to have to switch. I'm thinking maybe we'll go with a little crossing, perhaps right here. Right by this road here. I think we'll make a crossing for you. So in the meantime, you're going to have 2 ways here, 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 here. God damn, that sucks. Here. Until there's a crossing. Which I might have eliminated all the crossings because I didn't think I needed them anymore. Silly me. There should be one up here. There's a crossing right there. They'll probably use that one then. Yeah, this is what we'll use. So at this point, you should be able... You'll cross right here. At that point, you're only on one side of the track, and that's it. Just double checking and making sure this is all built. It should be. I mean, they've had so much time to build it. Yeah, it is. Okay. So from here, this is where you'll be crossing, is right here. So we'll want to make sure that this is one way and this is one way. That way, the trains will always get on this track when they get to this point, and that will allow them to pass by each other. But otherwise, they're going to have to, you know, share a track for a while, which is going to really suck. I don't think this is going to work out. If I do more than one train here, I don't think it's going to work very well. That's one going that way. At least the one coming from Cernakova is going to be on the right side of the track. So they will be able to cross each other that way, I guess. But that should take care of the pathing for that train. So it should be able to get where it needs to go. Now we got a whole bunch of people, hundreds of people, in fact, waiting for a job here at the train. And it should be coming in on this side any second now. Here it is. I'm going to take a look at it as it pulls in. No, where are you going? To get fuel. You dirty son of a bee. Just pick them up and get fuel on the way. Come on now. Don't be that way. We definitely need a crossing here. I don't think there's any way I can pull this off without a crossing here. Damn. All right, we're going to do it here. A little wooden one. Right there. We're going to build a little wooden crossing right here. Have this be a high priority for the track builders. And then give me the track builder. This is going to be high priority construction for the track builder. I don't think the signal is this isn't going to be a good idea. We're going to have trains waiting here to pass. And then this one's going to be like, hey, it's in my way. I can't go. Like, it's not going to be pretty. This has to be crossed here. We'll do it in the intersection so that we don't have to mitigate any of this areas. And that way they can come through here and then they just cross onto the right track. So this signal is going to be back to being a regular chain, so they're not allowed here. If I do that, then everything just gets fixed and is good now. Yeah, this will be fine. So regular chain there. I have to fix all these again.